Hello and welcome back. In the next two videos I'm going to show you how to create these dragon eyes from glass cabochons and polymer clay. These make great pendants and brooches and can be used as parts of other projects. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more art and craft tutorials. For this project you're going to need a glass cabochon. This one is 22mm and it has a flat back. Some black nail varnish. This needs to be of the regular type. The gel nail varnish needs to be cured under a UV lamp, and that won't work for this project. Then other regular nail varnishes in the colours of your choice. I tend to like the metallic nail varnishes as they give a great effect on the glass. You're going to also need something with a point on it, such as an awl or a pokey tool. I like to work over a cutting mat. I can line up the centre of the cabochon and, using one of the lines as a guide, make sure the pupil is in the centre. Starting with the black nail varnish, on the flat side of the cabochon, paint the pupil. I like to paint an oval pupil to make the eye look reptilian. You can use the awl to neaten up the pupil. It's a good idea to have a wet wipe handy to clean the nail varnish off the awl. Then leave that to dry thoroughly. If necessary, give the pupil a second coat and allow that to dry too. Now we're going to take our first colour. I'm using a dark blue. Just paint around the edge of the cabochon. It doesn't need to be neat, we just need to get some colour down. I'm only painting 3 or 4mm from the edge. Leave that a minute or two to start to set. Once the nail varnish has started to go off, scrape out radiating from the centre, but we don't want to scrape any off the pupil. Wipe any excess off the awl with a wet wipe. Try to ensure that the lines radiate out from the centre to give a natural eye look. This time I'm using a different colour, and I'm painting a little further in towards the centre, and I'm also going over the layer that I've already scratched off. Once I'm happy with that layer, I leave it a few minutes to start to cure. It's difficult to say how long to leave each layer before starting to scrape off again. You don't want the nail varnish to be too wet, but you don't want it that hard it's difficult to scrape off. So repeat the process of scratching off the nail varnish, making sure the marks radiate out from the centre and making sure not to scratch the pupil. It can get a little bit sticky, that's where the wet wipes come in handy. Keep checking from the right side to see how the eye looks. We're going to keep repeating the same process with more colours, gradually working towards the pupil. Each layer will add further detail and realism to the eye. You don't need to stick to a particular palette of colours. Experiment. If you don't like the finished result, you can always clean it off with nail varnish remover. Eventually, we'll work our way right up to the pupil. This is where care is needed to make sure we don't scrape into the pupil. Keep checking after each layer and continue until you're happy with the effect. When you are happy with the eye, leave it until the nail varnish is completely dried and then go over the whole back with a single colour. I use this dark gold, as if there are any gaps then the gold will show through and add to the effect. Because of the amount of nail varnish actually on the cabochon, it's going to take a while to cure thoroughly, and we do want it to cure completely before we set it into polymer clay. So I suggest leaving it at least 24 hours before using it to give it a chance to fully cure. Don't forget to subscribe for the next part of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.